everybody, and welcome for episode 16 of the Detroit Lions franchise. We're going to be honest, at this point, we are desperate to make a playoff push. We're not going to, beat around the subject. We need to win out if we're hoping to make a push. As of right now, we're going into this Green Bay game. Of course, Green Bay was probably our most difficult challenge of the season so far. They absolutely smoked us. We weren't able to get any offense going. Not much defense, was doing very well as well. Aaron Rodgers was just able to pick us apart. So we know what we're stepping into this week. We're just hoping we can do better. We have a couple upgrades going up here. Jonah Jackson. We had Donovan Crawford as well, rookie defensive tackle, and I believe we have Jeff Okudah right after. We need to be able to come up with a game plan for Aaron Rodgers. We know how quickly he releases the ball, so our blitz is going to be effective. Are we going to have to rely on, our defensive back core to just go out and make plays this time? How are we going to stop Davante Adams, who was seemingly open every single time just 3 weeks ago? I mean, we're coming in here with a lot of question marks. We do not know how to perform, but I did want to make, check how did Cleveland beat the Packers? And as you can see here, it was a run game for Cleveland. 3 touchdowns for Chubb, another one for, Kareem Hunt. And, on top of that, 140 yards for Chubb and another 70 for Kareem Hunt. So we're gonna try and steal a little bit of that. If we can make an effective run game, which is going to be difficult, of course, without Kerryon Johnson, but if we can be effective in the run game, we might be able to sneak out a win here. As like I said, if we win out the rest of the season, only 2 weeks left. If we can win both weeks, we might be able to sneak into the playoffs. If we are unable to win at least one of those, if we lose at least one of those games, our chances are going to come up, are going to be slim to none. I mean, there's a lot of teams right now who have a similar record as us. So if we don't win out these last 2 games and separate ourselves from the pack, which is the majority of the NFC right now, I don't foresee us being in the playoffs. So let's start off here with the kickoff from Matt Prater, and we already know what's going to happen. It's tradition. It's going to be a touchback as James is going to get it about halfway through the end zone. So Aaron Rodgers was able to dominate us last time. And coming on defense, we definitely want to perform better. And as fast as Aaron Rodgers' release is, especially when he gets, what do they call it, X Factor, when he, initiates his X Factor, his release comes, is just so much quicker. When it's already probably one of the quickest in the games. We need pressure to get there quickly. And if we don't create pressure, we're going to be, we're going to have issues. As Davante Adams on the first snap is going to get wide open there. And we brought blitz, but they do a great job picking it up the blitz. And, this is going to be a huge challenge for our defense. Maybe the most important game of the season for us. Will we be able to bounce back from a bad performance just 3 weeks ago? And, are we going to be able to, sneak our way into playoffs? So this is most definitely the most important game of the season. So now 2nd and 5 on the 43-yard line. He's got Aaron Jones off to his left. Aaron Jones, not much of a factor unless we're talking about that big run that he had against us in the fourth quarter. But other than that, Aaron Jones was practically a non-factor. So we know that the Packers are going to want to come out and pass the ball. And we bring pressure here, and that's 2 times in a row now that Aaron Rodgers throws it, out of bounds, not trying to take a sack. So the offense does come out. So a great start so far for the defense. Matthew Stafford, 2 interceptions last week, but we were able to come out with a win. Going into the second quarter, I think Matthew Stafford did a great job of just, clock managing, managing the game, not taking any risk. And we were able to rely on DeAndre Swift to carry us as we handed off to him right away. And that's going to be Preston Smith who comes down with a tackle and a talented defensive line. I mean, who do they have? They have Rashawn Gary, they have Clark, and then they have a Zadarius Smith. I mean, they are able to create pressure. And we were able to see that, 3 weeks ago all game, whether it was Philip Shelby or Matthew Stafford, they both took a beating. So we know that we need to come into this game. We need to run the ball more effectively, and not a great start there as our first 2 runs are barely going for, a couple yards. And now TJ Hawkinson, our best receiving option left, is going down. We have yet to know how serious it is. I'm hoping he's able to return because that is a huge loss. And that means that the Green Bay Packers are back out on the field after a bad run by DeAndre Swift. So first throw there to Tonyan is going to be a first down. And now they're going out in the I formation. So hopefully we can see a little bit of a rhythm here when they do line up in formations such as this, an I formation that we can expect run. And that's exactly what they do. So that's something that we're going to have to monitor. Try and figure out when exactly are they running. So if we can completely eliminate the run game, like we did for a good majority of the first, I'd say 3/4 of our first game, our first meeting with the Packers. I mean, I think that'll help our defense quite a bit. They run it twice in a row there. We're able to stop him with Tracy Walker. So a great start so far. Now, pressure coming in, and he throws it out of bounds. So, I was a little skeptical, with Aaron Rodgers just throwing, just how quickly he gets the ball off his release, if pressure would really affect him. And so far, it has. As he's thrown the ball out of bounds 3 times, he's thrown it away 3 times, and we've been able to stall out their offense on the first 2 drives. Now, looking around, Matthew Stafford is going to dump this one off to David Njoku. The comfortable thing is, even with TJ Hawkinson out, we know David Njoku is able to catch the ball and make some yards. So as big as of a loss as it is, David Njoku is going to be able to step up, hopefully, and show us why we gave him that big contract. And I think that's very important. You can see him in the slot right there. We're going to then hand it off to DeAndre Swift. Another thing that we're seeing is Kenny Clark is not getting all the snaps. Now I'm wondering, are they trying to preserve him for playoffs? And if so, will that help us run the ball as well? If we are able to, line up in situations, and Kerry Haynes, who had a monster week for us last week. Way to go to step up there. And but if we can dictate or set ourselves up in formations that we can easily audible out of, as a big open pass there for DeAndre Swift, but unfortunately it's not right on his chest, so he's going to be slowing down as he turns around to make the catch. But as I was saying, if we can premeditate, if we can always line up in a situation or a formation that we're easily going to be able to audible to a run whenever we see that Kenny Clark Kenny Clark won't be on the field, I think that might be able to help us run the ball more effectively, because he is just the guy that you want to avoid when you're running on this Green Bay defense. Now, after a big run by Swift, another thing is that we're going to avoid Clark's. If we can run to the opposite side and hope that he's not even then able to make a play and break a double team or whatnot, that might be able to help us as well. So now pitching it out there to Leonard Fournette. Nothing going there as the linebackers flow right into the gap that we want to go into. So it's going to be a 3rd and goal on the 5-yard line here, and we want to score points early and often against this Green Bay team, because when they do get hot, I don't know if we'll be able to stop them. Matthew Stafford rolling out. He's going to go for it himself, and a big touchdown by Matthew Stafford, who's going to put his body on the line to make the necessary play, and we're going to be able to put up a touchdown here in the first quarter. And we love seeing that from Matthew Stafford, not known for his running, but he is definitely an athletic guy. Maybe not as athletic as he was earlier on in his career, but showing that he's still got a little bit of a wheels, and he's going to take a risk there, and he's going to throw. He's going to be able to punch it in himself. Next drive now for Green Bay, a good pass to Davante Adams for a first down. So far, I think it's 2 catches for two first downs for Davante. Now throwing deep. And he's rolling out uncomfortable. And who else but Desmond Trufant, who's getting around the offense. A great block by Tracy Walker. One man to beat. And Desmond Trufant is taking this one to the house. Veteran cornerback who has absolutely stepped it up ever since we made the switch to put him on number 1 receivers. Davante Adams was the target there, but we're able to flush Aaron Rodgers out of the pocket in a very rare errant throw by Aaron Rodgers there, and we're going to be able to take advantage. So just like that, before the second quarter even begins, 14-0. 1st and 10 on the 36 here. Let's see if they squeeze in one more play before the end of the quarter. And they do not, as they try to start it. Aaron Rodgers is going to, it looks like it was going to be a handoff to Aaron Jones there after the fake jet sweep. But here we go now, starting in the second quarter. It's still 1st and 10. Looking around, and they're going to find Aaron Jones, and it looks like Malik Hooker kind of got jammed up in a natural pick route there as Tonyan was crossing the field, and he got stuck around there. Next play action, dropping back, looking around. It's going to be Davante Adams, who might just be short with a good spot, and he is. So 3rd and 2. If we can come out with a big stop here, and it looks like they might be trying to run. This is our advantage. This is where we're best, and a big play by Malik Hooker. And so far, this Packers offense has been absolutely shut down. Something we weren't used to seeing just 3 weeks ago. But when the team's under pressure, it's nice to see that they're stepping up like this. Very next play, offense back on the field. Swift is going to pick up about 3 yards. So 2nd and 3. You can see Njoku in the slot on the left and Haynes on the slot on the right. Matthew Stafford, empty back set, looking around. And he's going to find David Njoku, who is unfortunately going to drop it as he is, the defender initiates contact as soon as he puts his hand on the ball. So a great job there. And we continue to try and run on third and short situations, but without Clark, we were pretty confident. But they make a big play and they step up there. Back on offense now for Green Bay Packers, giving this one to Aaron Jones, but Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins are going to get together to take him down. So 2nd and 11. And shades of what happened 3 weeks ago, this run game absolutely ineffective so far. So they're going to rely on Aaron Rodgers, but he hasn't been too hot. More blitz coming. And he's going for John Brown, but overthrows it. Aaron Rodgers has a massive arm, but he's just one of those quarterbacks who's able to control it and kind of put it on the dot every time. But with the free rusher coming in on the right side, and another one by Deshaun Hand, and hopefully Shelton can make a big play. And let me explain myself on that play. So what happens is Malik Hooker completely whiffs. But so technically I hold L1 for a majority of the play. Unless the ball's in the air and I don't trust to make the adjustment as, someone would in real life. But I'm holding L1 there, and to help the tackle, I press X, and for some reason he completely glitches out to the right. So we had the opportunity to stop them there again, but unfortunately don't know what happened there. A little unfortunate, but we take it. It's Madden, as he's going to find, I believe that's Scantling right there, or St. Brown perhaps, down the middle. But that's Elgton Jenkins, starting left guard, one of the best in the league, who does go down. And a big hole there for Aaron Jones. We're very lucky Deshaun Hand was able to drag him down. But now, missing out on their starting left guard, we know how much pressure our defensive tackles can create. So we're seeing if we can take advantage of that at some point during this game, as now Mitch Klein, I believe. Yeah, Mitch Klein is the one who's going to deflect this one off to the ground. So empty back set, we're going to send some pressure here, very likely. Aaron Rodgers dropping back, pressure coming. Trying to find the open guy, but unfortunately, with a corner blitz, your guys might not get there in time. And that is St. Brown, who's going to get the outside, catch right there. Just a little quick out route at the first down marker. That's going to be a good throw by Aaron Rodgers. Play action, very next play. And this time, Davante Adams is going to be able to get the big post. And Desmond Trufant is able to take him down at the 2-yard line. But 1,250 yards officially attained by Davante Adams. He's having another great season. I believe he's currently leading the league in reception yards and maybe catches as well. Very next play, Aaron Jones, and a great job by Jelani Tavai to scrape through the blocks. And he's going to be able to take him down. So 2nd and goal on the 2-yard line here. Can we make another big stop? Running the ball again. He's going to get caught up in his blockers, and now he backs up. So this is going to be a loss of about 5. Jamie Collins and Malik Hooker both getting involved. And we are loving the activity by all players in the run game so far. Everybody's getting involved. A little bit of an audible here by Aaron Rodgers. 2-minute warning officially passed. Aaron Rodgers dropping back, no one to help him. And there's Danny Shelton creating pressure. He's going to throw this one to the outside of the end zone. Danny Shelton could have possibly been a reason why he did not feel comfortable staying in the pocket just a little bit longer in hopes to find someone open. Pressure coming in, and this ball is going to be deflected. And that's a close call there, as I believe 2 people had a chance to go pick that off. But, you can never trust these D-linemen and linebackers to come down with it. Until we met Trey Hendrickson against last week, who was able to come out, make a big pick on an RPO, and take it to the house. So now, timeout, first timeout there for Green Bay. It's 3rd and 8 here, so they're probably hoping that they can get another drive in before the end of the half and put some points up on the board. Of course, they did score 3 after Aaron Rodgers threw it to the back of the end zone. Now, dumping it off here, and DeAndre Swift, weird animation. He goes up for it, but Adrian Amos is able to kind of body check him and put him in a weird situation as he's, in the air and possibly didn't feel comfortable. Natural reflex was probably to drop the ball and get ready for an impact. Unfortunate drive right there. And like we suspected, Green Bay is hoping to go and put some points up on the board before half. Not a great start there, as, gain of 5 and then throwing it to Aaron Jones, who loses about 3. So 3rd and 8 now with 1:04 left. Aaron Rodgers dropping back, no one to help him, but he's going to find John Brown right down the middle of the field. They're going to take advantage of these, quicker receivers against our linebackers. Like I said, a big thing in the offseason might be looking for, a coverage linebacker or at least a safety, a big safety who can play in the box. Very similar to Deion Buchanan, which we talked about just a week ago. Now, going to the corner, and wide open is John Brown before half. 750 yards now for John Brown. He's a good number 2 target. Just looks like there was confusion in the zone there by Malik Hooker. He's going to get behind the zone, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. Matthew Stafford rolling out now throwing this one to the sideline, and Breshad Perriman is ruled out of bounds. Now, it might have been worthwhile to challenge that call. It looked from the initial play that he was in bounds, but we ought not to. And now looking around, we're going to find David Njoku, who's going to be taken down. Thankfully, gets out of bounds, though. So 3rd and 6 here. A big play could put us in field goal position. Matthew Stafford, empty back set. They're not going to send blitz here, so a little bit more time. But eventually, it does get to Matthew Stafford, and that's going to force us to punt. But with 5 seconds left, we know Aaron Rodgers, he's all about those Hail Marys. He's had a couple successful ones so far in his career, but they're going to the outside here. Not sure how I feel about that. And now Desmond Trufant for his second interception. He was going for Davante Adams once again, but he puts a little bit too much air on the ball. Davante Adams was already kind of trapped on the sideline, so no separation to be made. Gave time for Desmond Trufant to catch up to it, and he's just going to get under it and make a big pick there. And Aaron Rodgers, 2 interceptions in the first half. He's got to be a little bit rattled. And of course, we start with the ball on offense. So hopefully some adjustments were made. We know our defense is out here to play this week. We just need our offense to go out and make some plays. First run there for Swift, only a gain of about 1. But here's another situation where Clark is not out. So running is a possibility. DeAndre Swift trying to make a move, but Savage is going to be able to take him down. Savage had a great week against us. I believe he was one of those pick 6 recipients in our first meeting this season. Now we're going to have DeAndre Swift. He's going to motion out, help out with Za'Darius Smith looking around. He's going to throw this one up for Kerry Haynes. Makes a man miss, but unfortunately cannot stay in bounds. But a big gain of 30 yards. Great job by Matthew Stafford, able to find the open guy as we run a little bit of a flood concept. Now doing a little counter play here, but Preston Smith is there. Maybe should have taken it inside of the pulling guard, but it's not easy. It's a lot easier said than done. So 2nd and 10 here on the 43. Of course, we are now in the second half. Matthew Stafford dropping back, looking for the open guy, and he's going to find DeAndre Swift on the little out route to the left. Nice little gain there. Puts us in a very manageable 3rd and 3. So we're coming out with a 2-back set here. Once again, no Kenny Clark, but Preston Smith just seems to be absolutely everywhere on the field. 4th and 3 here, but the offense is staying out. And even when we line up in the I formation, Kenny Clark is not there. So I have reason to believe that perhaps they're going for, a little bit of a conservative approach with some of their stars on defense, as we're going to find David Njoku there. Za'Darius Smith does a great job of tackling down DeAndre Swift before he can get to the out route. So we're going to rely on David Njoku on the little in and out option route. And we're able to make that work. So first run there with Leonard Fournette is a loss of 1. But I think a big difference that we have this week is even with the lack of success is we're going to throw it behind Haynes. Thank God, because Preston Smith was sitting right under it. But even with the lack of success in the run game so far here today, we have had a couple good runs for over 10 yards. I think 1 or 2. And but most importantly, I think even though we're having trouble running, we're still open to the option of doing it, as we're going to be forced to take a field goal there. And that's keeping the defense honest in the passing game, as they know that they're going to have to stack the box, because the second that they don't might be the time we decide to go ahead and run it. 4 minutes left in the third, 2nd and 9 now. Low stretch play here. He's going to get caught up in the blockers once again, and Trey Flowers, along with a couple linebackers, are going to be able to take him down. So still, ineffective run game here. And as long as we can afford that big run that they had last week, we're going to be in good situation. Pressure coming in by Romeo Okwara. He's going to throw this one out of bounds. So 4th and 7, they're going to have no choice but to punt it. And we need to start putting up some points on the board, because the second Aaron Rodgers decides to wake up could be the second we get into trouble. And DeAndre Swift, great job cutting it back down to the middle of the field. Not usually something you suggest to your running backs, as you're just, technically speaking, running back into the linebackers. But he's able to make it work there with a nice physical run. Matthew Stafford dropping back, looking around. He's going to roll out, looking to find someone open. He's going to try and throw this one back to the middle of the field, as David Njoku was looking to, move back into an open area. But he's going to miss the target here. So 2nd and 10 with about 2.5 minutes left in the third. Looking around, Matthew Stafford once again in the shotgun, and this time Rashawn Gary, who also had a big game for us for the Green Bay Packers the first time we met. I believe he had 2 to 3 sacks. So already, of the 5 sacks he has, I'm saying at least 3 of them are on Detroit. Big run there on 3rd and 19 there. We're just trying to get in better field position to put the offense, the Green Bay offense, in a bad area. And of course, a great punt there by Fox. So they're going to be down on the 11-yard line. Looking around, he's going to go to the middle of the field, and that's going to be Valdes-Scantling, big receivers. They have a lot of big receivers, whether it be St. Brown or Scantling, two very athletic guys. They got big targets, and they're very young. They're developing. They've shown flashes of being, legitimate receivers, but it's just been lack of consistency for both of them, injuries as well. But when that group is healthy, Aaron Rodgers has a pretty scary trio, and now you add John Brown to it. I mean, they've got some great receiving options all around the field. As they find John Brown right after I bring him out there, a little dig route there at about 12 yards. Amani's going to be able to take him down to make sure he does not get extra yards. John Brown still has quite a bit of speed left in him, even at, his mid-30s or low 30s at this point. So we don't want to let him get in the open field. Now, Aaron Rodgers is now X factor, but Trey Flowers might have just ruined that on the first play. 2nd and 20, a big sack for Trey Flowers. And just like that, he had it for about one play and didn't even get to use it. We absolutely love that Trey Flowers was able to step up, especially on one of the best left tackles in the league in David Bakhtiari. And Trey Flowers now has 13 sacks this year. So we're doing very good in the sack category. We started off a little slow. Danny Shelton at one point was our main guy, which we were, of course, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, we were not expecting him to step up the way he did, but we've been able to find consistency with all 4 of our main guys down so far, and we're absolutely enjoying the pressure that they bring on quarterbacks even when we don't blitz, and it's definitely opening up things for our defense and our DBs to go ahead and make plays. Now, back on offense after they're forced to punt once again. Swift breaks a tackle, but it's not going to be long before Yair Alexander and I believe Zadarius Smith are able to drag him down. So 2nd and 4, though, it's definitely more success than we're technically used to. And I mean, if you look at what we just saw under the scoreboard, only 74 yards passing so far for Matthew Stafford. He's going to throw this one nearly intercepted. I believe that was Adrian Amos. But great job by Swift. He's going to turn into a defender there, and he's able to knock this one to the ground. Very next play, Kerry Haynes, enough for a first down. And like we said, he really stepped it up last week. 3 receptions so far for us today. He must be over 50 yards at this point. Probably our main guy so far. And it's awesome to see him step up. And he's kind of become our number 1 ever since Rodney Foreman has gone down. Now getting to the outside, Swift is going to make a great play there. Gets to the outside. Savage is able to make a touchdown saving tackle. And just a couple runs like that are going to keep this defense honest in the passing game. We're wasting time, taking time off the clock, not letting Aaron Rodgers settle down. We're bringing blitzes. If we can keep Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable this game, I think we'll do okay. Matthew Stafford, play action, is able to get to the outside. He's going to dump this one off to Nick Bodden, and he is going to get the first down. As it looks like Amos was trying to strip the ball out, so we're happy. Bodden was able to secure that ball in and ensure that we don't lose our drive here as we're having a great start so far. Now, looking around and nothing to go there, and I find out now that, TJ Hawkinson is down and we only have 2 tight ends, that Vitae, our backup right tackle, is now our 3rd tight end. So now that's noted. I didn't realize that would happen. So if we do see a 3rd tight end set and Vitae is out there, we're going to make sure that it's in a running set, and we'll just have him in as an extra run blocker. But, it's noted. It was a little disappointing as I was targeting him, as Matthew Stafford was probably targeting him at that point. He did create separation. I will give him props for that, but, I don't know if you guys ever did some field goal fakes and online or whatever. You can't really rely on the offensive line to catch even the most open balls. Now, of course, we're able to put points up on the board. So officially a 2-possession game. And now Aaron Rodgers is in a little bit of a crunch here. I'm a little surprised he's even playing. It's not week 17 yet, but they have clinched playoffs, of course. They are currently the team that is going to receive the 1 bye in the NFC. But, you're losing at this point. You're hoping to win. I guess it makes sense for him to stay out there. But, to a certain extent, you might want to put in your backup just for the fun of it. But there it goes. Aaron Rodgers finding Tonyan, who had a standout season last year, had, I think, over 10 touchdowns. Finding him wide open in the middle of the field. Aaron Rodgers looking around, is going to go to Tonyan again. This time, Jamie Collins takes him down right away. And now Patrick comes down. And I believe that was their starting right guard this time. So already 2 guards missing, and this is prime opportunity for, our 2 guards, our 2 defensive tackles to go ahead and put some pressure. And a little update on TJ Hawkinson. It came a little later in the game, but it is just a bruised sternum. He was being checked out for broken ribs. He was having trouble breathing, but after being, thoroughly checked out by the medical team, it is a bruised sternum, but he is in a lot of pain. And we've opted, at this point, we are currently winning, that we would not bring him back into this game. And at the same time, David Njoku is going to have a chance to stand out. So now, after a decent drive so far by Aaron Rodgers, that's going to be a gain of about 2. So 2nd and 8 with time running out. He's going to get 1 play off before the 2-minute warning, trying to take advantage of the natural or the, free timeout, I guess you can say, that the 2-minute warning offers. So a minute 57, and of course time is stopped. Aaron Rodgers going to the sideline here, and that is going to be out of bounds. So they're going to take a field goal here, and with only a minute 45 left, if we can get a couple first downs here, at least 1, we'll be able to seal this game out. But of course they used their first time out there out of a not very effective run there. Leonard Fournette, the very next run. We have not seen what we kind of wanted to see from him so far. Feels like Kerryon Johnson was always able to get to the second level, or on a bigger scale. But we're also not giving Leonard Fournette much of an opportunity to do so. But it feels like he's not breaking as many tackles, which is a little surprising. That's what Leonard Fournette's all about. Just hasn't performed the way we've expected, which is further reasoning why you're seeing Swift get so many carries and Leonard Fournette hasn't, to this point, been given a bigger role in the offense. Even now, he's been with the team 3 weeks. He's gotten the chance to learn the playbook a little bit better. But we're still opting to put DeAndre Swift there. He's been performing great for us. So unfortunately, with 3 runs in a row, we're not able to get a first down. So a minute 25 left in the game, but of course, no timeouts. So give them the short stuff. Give them the short stuff. We do not care about that. And make sure they stay in bounds. Now throwing the ball and hit as he throws, and Desmond Trufant comes back for it. And that is a hat trick by Desmond Trufant. 3 interceptions, 5 on the season. Hit as he throws. I believe that was Romeo Okwara who was able to create the disruption. He's going to underthrow the ball. And Desmond Trufant does a great job coming back to it. And a little bit of revenge going into the second game against the Green Bay Packers. Kind of stripping them of momentum, hopefully, for the playoffs. And, of course, like I said, at this point, there's no messing around. We need to win. We needed to win our last 4 games if we even wanted to make a big push into the playoffs, if we even wanted to make the playoffs. And we're at 3 so far, so we're going to be going up against I believe it's the Steelers next week. They're a team that's kind of been a middle-of-the-pack team. Definitely a winnable game, but the Steelers have an elite defense nonetheless. And of course, this was another weird game. Matthew Stafford kind of carried on his performance from last week. Kind of just a game manager. We believed in Swift to get the necessary first downs, and our defense came out and helped us out big time with 3 turnovers by Desmond Trufant. And you know what? We brought pressure on Aaron Rodgers. We made sure he was never comfortable. We came out with some turnovers, and this was just a great performance by our defense. They were able to bounce back after an off week against Green Bay just 3 weeks ago. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And make sure you like, subscribe, and peace out.